Hey guys, it's Farrell. I'm just getting set up here, ready to go. Hopefully this is stream attempt number 2, and hopefully this is gonna turn out okay-ish. Not exactly sure how well it's gonna turn out, cause, well, like I said, second time streaming. And you can tell I'm already having problems figuring out what to say. Well, that's incredibly unhelpful. Let's see if this works. Hey, what do you know? It actually works. Albeit potentially a little on the screwed up side. Yeah. Oh, the technical demons. Oh, and I've just managed to launch. Yeah, that's well good. Let's get that fixed first off. Yeah, I'm using OBS Studio for this stuff, and it kind of works somewhat annoyingly, especially when you're trying to do multi-window Minecraft. Does not at all handle things nicely in the realm of multiple Minecraft windows, as you can probably see by the state of the stream right now. Yeah, that's supposed to be showing me the camera count. Obviously, that is not currently showing me the camera count. Can you please show me the other camera count? No, because that would be far too... make far too much sense. Can I do that? And get you to do that? And switch back over. Will you listen to me? Nope. Well, that's going to kind of suck, because I'd kind of hoped to actually have the camera count on the window tonight while I'm doing all this, but we'll just have to do it this way. So what is up, guys? This is Farrell. I am here streaming today off of the Zombieland Studios server, and as you can see, I have been doing quite a bit of work out in the area of this set. This is all brand new construction that has gone on since I did my last video update. I think the last one I did was probably episode 29, and I think that was covering more of what I had been doing over here around the Wild West set and the Dr. Vu set, and I kind of needed to take a break from that a little bit. And it's kind of turned into going full-scale building over here on the Zombie Apocalypse set, which has been slowly but steadily it's been built up a little more and more. It's not exactly safe enough to be able to prep the spawner downstairs to let out zombies in this area, but we're getting there. And just to kind of outline everything, again, this is supposed to be the zombie apocalypse set. The goal is to the zombie apocalypse set. Let's enunciate the words I am trying to say. We've got the zombie spawner down here that I'm obviously going to have to build a little bit more open access into in order for the zombies to actually get out. Don't think it's necessarily going to be a water lift just yet, because that just... I don't know, there's no real way to get them up here in a safe manner. But that's what I need to do, because these guys are going to become the extras in my very own zombie apocalypse set slash mob farm. Well, not really a farm per se, but more like just a have fun with it and really kind of mess around with the mobs while I'm doing it. So, what have I built so far? Well, I've put together, this is the first building that I started on over here. This is called Wasted Peril. It is named after one of my favorite space engineers streamers, and slash Let's Play Survival. Well, not really Let's Play Survival, but group survival series. Wasted Space. Go check out his channel and whatnot. You will like the videos that he, Captain Shack, and Morphologists put out in their group survival series. I think you guys will really enjoy it. So started working on that building. That's just like a clothing shop. In fact, it's kind of named after that because it's really it's more or less spacesuit colors in a way. So very, very strictly limited by color what you can do there. No more than Minecraft is. We've got the second building over here, which I think this is going to wind up becoming the first to last national bank of Zombieland. It's kind of the best thing I can come up with for a name. You'll see I've put together a very rough cop car out here. Again, you know, I've got to come back and see if I can do a little extra detailing on it, but yeah, it's It's chintzy, it looks cheesy, it's something you might expect a 5-year-old to make out of Legos, but, you know, it's what I can do at this small of a scale. I could have tried to build it up a little bigger, but I think it would have made things a little too big. Over here we have this building. The iron doors are intentional over here. I'm not actually going to... This is not going to be a building that you can get in and out of as a zombie. That's why the iron doors. That's going to potentially lead down to the AFK room, because I figured this is close enough. I mean, obviously I can't tell because my account, my builder account, is sitting... Oh, that's interesting. A nice, completely flat black surface there. My account is standing right there. Clearly, that's just within range of activating that spawner. So I figure over here it wouldn't take too much to make this kind of the down area. I can pop in over into this cave, and I can get right up next to this thing and just keep that spawner nice and happy. Everything is reasonably well lit in this area. I can see a little bit of darkness over... Oh, there's some diamonds if I ever find my way down there. Probably never will, but in case I do, awesome. Probably never will, and the reason for that is because, well, it is a camera account. Technically, it is a little on the cheaty side, but I also don't exactly need to go trolling for diamonds all that much either. What else do we have going on up here in the town? Well, like I said, need to keep the set cut off, but it still needs to be somewhat accessible. So what I've done, for starters here, I wrapped the road coming out of the Hill Valley set. On both sides, actually. One side wraps over in this direction, but the other side, these two roads here. One wraps over in this direction, which is actually going to lead over towards the Box Canyon build, the Desert Box Canyon, the Petra build that I'm going to have there. And I can wrap it around to the rail station as well, so this rail station could actually kind of double. One, it's on the Wild West set, but then the other one is it could double as potentially something out in the desert. Don't exactly know. Oh, really? You're playing... Hang on, folks. I do apologize for the rather archaic method I've got there to show you what music I'm actually playing. Everything I'm looking at for doing audio streaming and showing you what's playing for the music, it's typically a paid plugin, and I kind of shy away from those. There's not much else that's out there that's free that supports other quote-unquote popular players. Plus, I can keep that volume turned down and not muck about with the volume of my normal music playing applications. So, getting back to where I was talking about, the two roads that are here, this is the movie theater that the DeLorean supposedly crashes into in Back to the Future. Not that it really kind of crashes, it just kind of goes into the doors a little bit. And I'm going to have to build a back to this building just to kind of make it look a little better. But these two roads come in, and it's basically this road's going into town, this road's coming out of town. Well, you're kind of messed up if you're trying to get out of town right now, because it looks like a fuel tanker has collided with something here going off the road and caused an explosion that's still burning a bit out of control. Some sewer pipes that have gotten backed up, and well, from this angle you're not going to be able to get out because unless you're willing to walk through fire, multiple blocks of fire that is, you're not getting out that way. You can actually get out that way, but I am going to put something in the way to block this, maybe a dumpster or something, I don't know. Then of course back here, this is all going to be sealed up. I'm going to build the back of the set right into this area here, so this will not be flat, it'll be two blocks high, so you won't be able to get out that way. Likewise here, this building is going to be constructed further over, so it's right up against the tunnel portal there. This is a half-complete tank at this point, or I guess really more like a mobile rocket launcher system, I suppose. Yeah, I have to actually put rockets on there first, obviously. Then, of course, we've got rail lines, well, the rail bridge here, but this is like a little tunnel under the rail bridge. That has already been blocked off. I just need to bring over some more cobble slabs, or more accurately, cobble stairs, to work on the slope there a little bit. It's not ideal, this slope down. Wasn't exactly what I was planning to do, but, well, unfortunately you don't get a choice sometimes, and I really wanted to kind of keep the area in here spawn-proof. That's going to be the next big problem, is trying to figure out how I'm going to put the lighting in, because over here, I can put lighting around the fountain easily. But these two spots here are supposed to be the feet of a giant zombie that's going to be in this area, and he's going to be kind of right on top of the spawner. That's why I kind of originally thought that I could build the egress of the spawner out from underneath him there, but the drop down here is just... I think it's a little too much to actually get... Yeah, if I did anything like stairs out of the spawner, it'd probably be coming out over on this side. And I could do that, but... I like the idea of him coming out from underneath the giant zombie. Oh, and then of course we've got the, there's going to be a little rail station up here, which this will be an alternate method to get in and out of this area. And then some sort of public building here. Haven't really decided what this is. Maybe it'll be a hotel. Don't know. Same thing with this other building over here. I'm not exactly sure what they are going to be. And then of course over here is where the director's chair is supposed to be, and that's where Akachan is supposed to be sitting. So hopefully at some point Jade will be able to pop over and give me a little bit more of a hint on what she's up to. So that's what we've got in store for this particular set. Not much else has really changed in Zombieland Studios since I last did a big video. I don't think there's anything particularly interesting that I've done. I still have that castle project down there still sitting in the back of my head of what I need to do with it. And then, like I said, the Fu Manchu set, I still have to go up here and do some fixing. And I am definitely going to tear down this roof and work on replacing with something. It's just, it's sticking in my craw. Like, just, I could do so much better with it. You're gonna give me ski vacation too in the middle? Yes, because I'm in the middle of a Wild West set, and that's exactly the kind of music I want to have playing. Oh, the joys of random playing. I did actually come down here, and there is something I did do, and Rash was nice enough. He had a lot of extra light gray glass that he had, and he was nice enough to bring it over for me. So I did some more cobble removal down here, some more lava placement. You can see I'm slowly working on that. I need to work on dark gray and black glass next so I can start covering the lava, because right now walking around that whole section is a little bit of a nightmare, to be honest with you. Very kind of watch your step moments there. But everything that was back in this area has been dug out a little bit now, so I'm making some good progress on that. As soon as I get that done, then I have to kind of figure out what I'm actually going to do down here, because I'm still up in the air on what I'm going to do. I keep thinking like maybe a runaway minecart set or something. I don't know. But anyways, let me go ahead and, since I can't keep Mr. Camera Count up, we might as well just get rid of him. And go back to our building account. So, I think what I'm going to want to do today is try to work on the zombie statue here. And that's going to be a little interesting because I've got plenty of hardened clay. I went over and raided our little clay biome here. Not clay biome, mesa biome. We've got a little bit of a harvesting area cropped out over there. And, let's do this. It's always fun to see if I can actually make it through that without catching myself on fire permanently. Well, not permanently, but for an extended period of time. But yeah, we've got a nice little clay harvesting area out there, and this is where all the this is why I'm not worried about running out of glass downstairs, because that's the only chest so far that I have managed to clean out. The rest of it, holy cow, Rash, I didn't realize you had quite that much, so definitely big thanks to that. I do have enough glass over here that I should be able to also... Oh yeah, I've raided the squid farm too, so I've got plenty of that stuff sitting around. Oh, okay, thinking. Blue dye, I've got plenty of green over there. Carpets are something else I'm going to need because I want to make that zombie non-spawnable. So we'll definitely want to grab some of that, and... not food. Dyes. Oh, wow, I'm finally running myself out of cactus. Let's grab the other one, we're going to need that too. Don't think there's anything else in here I need to worry about. Just trying to think of what else I want to carry in my inventory. Teal, right, because he's going to have the traditional teal shirt. We're going to want some of that dye, or cyan. And let's see. Let's run on through here. great news is it's easy to get into this place. It's just no fun to try to get out of it. And that's the whole point. I mean, it's really... I don't want anything trying to get out of here anytime soon. Let's pick up some of... I did have some lapis over here already. That was stupid of me. Come on. Let's just go right ahead and into the build. So I have to admit, this was a lot of what I've been working on here was off-camera recording. I kind of got through the CCG build challenge, and that kind of wiped me out from a building perspective. Didn't really want to do much of anything for building for a while. That's why I actually did the test stream in Project Ozone. Just because it's like, nope, I don't really want to mess with regular build at this point. Project Ozone's a nice, fun way to lose myself in a little bit of mind-numbing tasks for a little while. But the fact of the matter is, I've got to get started on this, and I've also got to do some more building over on the X server, because we're actually going to be doing a world reset over there in the very near future. So if you're thinking about becoming a Patreon for Zuma, you might want to actually seriously think about that now, because it's only going to be a matter of time. Just light this up temporarily so I don't get anything spawning up there. It's only going to be a matter of time before we get that underway. We're already kind of talking about what we want to do on that server. Don't think we're going to have to worry about that on Zombiecraft just yet. I mean, it seems to be that whole, that year or two mark really seems to be a good indicator of how close to a reset you potentially are. And I think we've definitely hit that over on the X server. I mean, compared to Zombiecraft here, the X server is a little on the wonky side most of the time. You can kind of tell it's got that whole creaky feel of a well-lived-in server, shall we say, where just even kind of basic stuff is bogging down the server quite a bit. Scale. That's going to be a bit of a kerfuffle on this one. May have to shuffle the feet around now that I'm looking at this. I don't know if this giant zombie is... His legs are kind of going to be too small unless I really make him big. I don't have a problem with making him big. I mean, obviously it is more work that I have to worry about, but... Maybe I should think about roughing this out first. Let's drop off the junk I don't need. Pick up the junk I do need. Proper junk that I need. Okay, so if I do... Let's just kind of do this in a 2D format to start with. And we'll go over... Let's say we put his waistline there. I'm talking about the waistline of a piece of ASCII art. No, not ASCII art, block art. What am I saying? ASCII art. That'd actually be pretty interesting to possibly make over in the ASCII art area over there, across from the other side of the logo. Let's actually see where... Oh, I didn't know how to do that. Right down. Good job, Farrell. Yeah, he's got something of a thigh gap going on there. I think I am going to have to move those legs closer together. Probably doesn't help that I've actually got like actual feet on them compared to a normal Minecraft mob. I think the height's about right there. Yeah, just definitely need to move that over. And I can do it in such a way that we're not going to waste too much in terms of clay doing it. Sorry, I gotta put a torch down there, so... That would kind of suck if the game was going to waste all of the spawning area on that one little area there. That's the other thing I've actually got to figure out about this build too. I need to find a way to turn the spawner on and off remotely. Now, it's probably just a case of doing some A little bit of redstone, like a lamp or something inside of the spawning area. I do have to remember I've got to put that in before I even let any one of them out, or otherwise it's going to be a little difficult to actually work around this particular area. Just the other reason why I want to get all of this kind of at least hashed up so I don't have to drop down to the ground to do builds. Yeah, it's going to work much better. I want to get as much as I can built up, so at least if I have to go back through here and build anything, I'm going to be working away from ground level, because I don't think I'm going to have zombies upstairs. So it'd be kind of neat to have the zombies that are out in the open here. It's a nice wide open area. I mean, I can kind of see the windows at the First to Last National Bank over there being pretty useful to play around with a little bit of sniping. You could kind of sit up somewhere, and let's just kind of keep that as a guideline of where I want to be. But just kind of keep it out there as a idea of things that you could do over here, essentially. I forgot I even had this song. Let's see, because I forgot a torch in there. Okay, he's set, he's set. Let's see. And two. He's got a netherrack belt, I guess. Kind of looks a little ugly, I suppose, but out of that again. That's okay. Let's pop down and take a look at this. Get rid of the ridiculous column of dirt sticking up here. That's just basically marking the exact spot where the spawner is directly below me there. We move the legs and I think make the feet one less wide, so it's just going to be brown coming out from the bottom here. Maybe not so much flat feet. I need to give those feet some profile to them. I think that's going to work a lot better. Dimensions on this aren't too far off of the original Akachan from Zombiecraft, actually, now that I think about it. Let's see. I mean, that's kind of what really served as the, don't you go anywhere, I don't want to lose good material. It's kind of where the inspiration for all this actually came from. Was, Magic Jade hadn't pranked me with, well, still doesn't prank me at this point, but Akachan was supposed to originally make an appearance over here, and I just could never find a good reason to build him. He did make an appearance on the last Zombiecraft server, and that was primarily because it was the only thing I could come up with for the build challenge that I joined and had about I think about a week to work on before everything got finished up, for the judging and everything. So, all things considered, the one-track mind zombie build, it was Zakachan, but it wasn't, not what I could really do with him. I have to admit I am tempted to potentially try to make a another run on that little mushroom shirt, but boy would those mushrooms a pain to harvest. Though I did notice Etho has a new video up on mushroom farming, and I have to admit his approach kind of pretty interesting to do, actually. Let's just cap off the legs, just for the heck of it. Probably have to do is put, actually, yeah, let's not even put the torches there, because the torches I'm gonna definitely have to, put some stairs over here. Yeah, because of course I didn't leave my, elytra in my inventory. That would have been too smart. Let's just see how that looks. Yeah, wow, how big am I going to make him at this point? I think I need to drop the crotch height down there a little bit. That's how you know when you're really having fun, considering the crotch height I'm an imaginary mob. What am I, a virtual tailor now? Alright, let's... Better. Probably one more, I think. Problem is I've lit up everything so darn well around here, I don't have a zombie to look at right now. Did I leave myself at the way out? Not from there. That's the other problem. I know somewhere... That's right, I can still get out this way. I know I can take a look out in the wilderness out here, I believe. Oh, come on. Sorry, I gotta go over it. Oh, I hate this railroad track. I hate this railroad track. There we go. Hey, can you kind of hold still there for a second? I need to kind of check to see. Yeah, that's right. I gotta put the little untucked shirt thing on him too. So we've got the. Yeah, if I need to maintain, oh, that's a nice little bit of server lag there. Need to maintain about the same height across the top than I currently have for that. Actually, this is also the back way into the building up ahead here is through there, so it actually is accessible from this side. And yeah, I know I've got plans over there for what I am going to do eventually. Let's see. He's going to be twice as tall as that. That puts him up to about there before I even think about beginning the head. But that does seem like appropriate height for something that's effectively being the zombie apocalypse. Let's drop this out of my inventory and fix the feet here. Can tell I did such a good job of hiding the open grass that was underneath those feet there. There, that's inventing words like a certain hermit. Let's see. You're gonna have your shoes here, and yeah, I know the real mobs don't have actual footwear, but you know, if he did, it would make sense that they'd be brown. Even if only for the excrement of his own that he's been walking through. Seriously, there's a series that I've been reading, or have read, one of my favorite zombie post-apocalyptic series. There's only really two that I'm really into, actually. And one of them is the Newsflesh trilogy, which, ironically enough, there are elements of that that are kind of disturbingly coming true with the current political environment, shall we say. And then there's the To Sail a Darkling Sea series. I really like that one, too. And that one's kind of more of the, well, okay, how are the few survivors of the world that are out there? How are they kind of reacting to this? It's kind of that reactionary thing of, okay, well, we've got the zombie apocalypse, and I don't really like the genre from a horror perspective, but more from the, okay, now what do we do perspective, and all of the different kind of plans that people come up with. Yeah, gray, stained clay. Let's go ahead and work you into there. All the different plans that people come up with, the way that people react. Yes, okay. You know, just that sort of stuff really kind of interests me. There's so long as I'm sticking on the topic of books that I like and everything, there's also the Ring of Fire series. Oh, that's right. It doesn't work quite that way. Shoot, forgot about that. I clicked way too quick, but I'm not too worried about that. I can work with this. I can work with that particular color. I needed to use the sign on the wall. That's what I needed to do. Okay, well, we're just going to finish the floor in here now. Which reminds me, I need to turn on my lighting warnings so I can see if I'm making anywhere too dark, like over there. That's why I said the hardest part about doing this is not going to be getting the zombies out or sealing it off. The biggest problem is going to be making it so that the zombies will be the only things on this set. I can't have creepers spawning, I can't have, well, Enderman I can't really control at all, unless I had like a command block in the area or something. But the creepers and skeletons, I don't want them spawning in here. Just because I really want this to be, you know, the zombie set. This is Zombieland Studios, this is Zombiecraft. We've got to have a movie with zombies involved in it, right? So let's do this properly. And use up all of... Pushing. Why do not make these things make sense? I really hate dyeing wool in general. But unfortunately, let's grab the rest of that. The place where I'm getting my wool from is actually string from mine shafts and spawners and whatnot. Because string is not something that a lot of people will carry around with all that often. I was going to go grab some ladders, but I think I can just... Fortunately, unlike certain resident zombies, I am not that afraid of heights. Not all that thrilled with them, but not that afraid. Okay. So I think what we'll do is count this as the first spot of that little untucked shirt. Untucked Steve shirt. Yeah, we don't want to go too far over there. So the belt line will continue out that way. It's so great hearing all the music that I've got going in the background. I've actually set it up to feed off of my Epidemic Sound music library. The same kind of music that I use on... well, I use it a lot of places now. It should look pretty good. Let's take a look from downstairs. Not too bad. I have enough room I could actually put some detail on this thing. Maybe have him stepping forward on a foot or something, instead of just being a static statue. I don't know. Just trying to think of the lore about this sort of thing, of why there's this giant zombie running around in the bunch of a lot of little zombies. And the thing that's kind of coming to mind is... let's see what I'm looking for. Stick clay. I'm kind of thinking of... it's not really a terrestrial zombie in the sense of what I'm thinking of, which is what I'm thinking of the sense of the things and the stuff and the... oh boy, am I getting really bad at this trying to talk and do two things at once thing. I'm kind of thinking of it as this is like the mother alien almost, the mother zombie, if you will. No intends to refer to Cleo as the mother zombie or anything, no. But that's kind of what I'm thinking of. This is the master zombie, so to speak. So if you were to take this guy down, this would be, you know, why you're seeing the tank down there. The tank's ready to fire on this giant alien zombie who is destroying downtown and causing so much mayhem and everything. I got that. I need to start thinking about the shirt. If I were doing Akachan, I need to have an open collar on his shirt again, but I really don't want to do that. I am thinking about having the same sort of... actually, I'm thinking about having his arm out and holding some sort of weird alien crystal that's giving him all this power. Or maybe that's the other... the part of the lore that I'm thinking of. Is that there's a... this was an ordinary person and somehow they've found this ancient crystal that crashed to Earth, and it's turning him into a zombie, and I don't know. It's lots of kind of ways to interpret the lore around this one. This is where I would really like to have the camera count on to give me that second view right now, actually, but it is a little draining on the CPU. Actually, that's the annoying... You want to know the thing that's really starting to bug me right now is at work today, they called a DR exercise, which is a good thing to do. You want to be able to do that sort of thing every now and then. And in this case, the DR exercise is, okay, we need everyone to work from home today. Fortunately, I have a kind of job where I can actually do that sort of thing. And, well, the problem is whenever I get something... Now he's looking too skinny, actually. I'm gonna have to fatten him up a little bit. Maybe give him a little bit of a chubby belly or something. The funny thing about when I order stuff online, which I have done because I needed to actually... I finally made the decision to sit down and do what I'm basically calling the final upgrade, hear the capitalization in that word, on this system. It's not a bad system right now. You can kind of see it up in the top right. It's only an i5 2500. It's about a 5-year-old system. And it's doing a pretty decent job, all things considered. But there's just a couple things when I'm playing around that you can feel that the system's lagging out. And this is, you know, with an SSD and as much storage as I've got on here for supporting all the recording and everything. I'm running at about 6 gig storage now, I think, if I remember right. It doesn't do a bad job, but it's definitely starting to feel its age, and I think in about another year or two, it's going to be at the point where I'm finally going to have to sit down and actually replace the whole kit and caboodle. And it's not something I'm looking forward to, because the last time I did that, my old gaming rig hardware actually went on to get used for doing the... Now I don't need any more blue. I basically kept it around, and that's what the Many Worlds server was actually running off of. It was, you know, I just plopped it down, threw Ubuntu on it, set it up as a server with, whatchamacallit, Bucket and the multiverse plugins and whatnot. Linked up to everything, went on its merry way. And then, shortly after that, the motherboard just up and died on it. And for no real reason, aside from it being an older PC, because, I mean, if this thing is 5 years old that I'm on right now, I can guarantee you that thing, I'm actually thinking about it, was probably something I built a little after I moved up here. So maybe 2000... Jeez, what was that? 2007, 2008, probably? Old system, you know, did its time, did well, but, you know, for whatever reason, the motherboard just completely and utterly crapped on it. Would not start, power supply was perfectly fine. And I'm kind of looking at this rig that I'm on right now in the same way, and I want this one to be useful. I need to have that second system, because whether or not I'm using it for the server for Many Worlds, I'm also running into the problems where, well, I want to do some footage recording, but I'm in the middle of rendering footage out right now. And boy, does that take a lot of processing power. And when you try to start doing two things at once on the same system, it's not going to work out all that well. So what I'm kind of hoping to do, or what I am planning to do, is I have a i7 that I ordered, and that is going to go into this particular system. So we need some more... I need a ton of lapis. That could be a bit of a problem. This system, I'm basically trying to max out as much as I can. Haha, did it again. Not on fire. I need to max this sucker out, so I'm giving it not the fastest CPU I can. If I was going to be a K-series CPU, and those things are going for $1,000 even for a 5-year-old motherboard at this point. What I'm thinking of... Let's see. Yep, lapis lazuli blocks. Oh, gee, I don't know if I'm going to possibly have enough to cover what I'm crafting here. Joys of an established server. We can probably do... Oh yeah, that should be more than enough to finish up that. So anyways, I'm basically going to the second fastest possible processor I could do on this, and it's going to be a big thing for me because the i7 is going to at least get me hyper-threading. This CPU actually does not have hyper-threading, and what's saving me on almost all the games I'm playing right now is the fact that I've got a second video card in here. And that is something else that's actually going to be getting changed as well. I'm actually going to... The video cards on my system are kind of in this weird little area, because for the longest time I held out on actually putting a second card in, because I didn't think the power supply was going to support it very well. And then I got a second card, and basically it was supposed to be a newer card. I think it was, when I started off on this thing, I was running a GTX 5500, yeah, 550, and at some point I replaced it with a 750, but I still had the old card around, so I kind of kept it in the system. And it turns out that even though it's not an SLI or anything, the second card does give you the option of taking advantage of what they call physics. And basically you're offloading some of the physics processing to your second video card. And it turns out that has been working very well for me, to the point where I went out and actually, a few months ago, I got myself a 950, which is not top-of-the-line card or anything, not by any chance. It was basically, okay, I needed to get my cards updated, because when I went to Windows 10, there were driver issues. I basically couldn't run the old card in the system tandem anymore. And when I went up to the newer card, I kind of took the second card that I was using for physics out as well. I didn't keep any of the cards around, and I mean, I can tell you right now, just right off the bat, what was it I was playing that? It just became unplayable. XCOM. That was what finally tipped the straw, XCOM 2. Let me tell you, if you've got a second video card, you know, even roughly near generation, so at least both cards can support the same driver version, oh, do go for that, because it makes so much of a difference in just how well a system can handle working with that sort of thing. And I was playing around with it, and I should have grabbed little wells back there. That's okay, another fire run. Will I make it? Nope. Oh, yep. Server lag, gotta love it. So one advantage to being on a server primarily with lots of Europeans is sometimes you can actually make that lag work to your advantage. So XCOM 2 wasn't running well, and I kind of sat down and went back to the drawing board, pulled my old video card that I pulled out back in, and at that point it was very iffy on if I could even run it, because... Where's my wool here? Wool. I am... Wool, carpets, no drapes. Ooh, I'm gonna get out of that pretty soon. I need to take some of the... I'm gonna also take some of that green, dark green dye up with me. Or not dye, the green clay. So I need some zombie flesh up on the end of those arms. Anyways, yep, so threw the old card back in. Fortunately, still supported with the current driver set, which is awesome. And I just did that whole thing. I just said awesome, didn't I? Wow. And I didn't bring over any extra wool for the carpet needs going on top of those arms. It's working out so great trying to do this on camera and talk and build at the same time. But anyways, second card, popped it back in, threw up XCOM, and holy crap, everything started working again beautifully. So when I sat down and started looking at trying to... And yeah, his arms are going to be a little weird. He's like wearing a mid-length sleeve, I guess. I don't know. I don't have anything too defined here. In fact, I actually want to make the arm a little on kind of like the ragged cuff side here. So he's got this, and even though no one is ever probably going to see the top of this once I finish it off, give him a little bit of a torch there. That gives him a nice little ragged cuff image. I'm not going to worry too much about building up that second arm until I get this arm done. And yeah, as the arm straight out pose, I could do something like pose the arm in a little more lowered position or something, but, you know. Time constraints. Skip the time constraints. No, I'm going to get this arm finished off and then basically duplicated over on that side. The second card is working so well on this, I definitely want to keep it. And the 950 I've got is good, but the second card I've got is, I believe it's an old, it's 750 at this point now, I think. And it definitely, I want to try to move towards where I could potentially leverage SLI. And in order to do that, you really kind of need two cards of the same make, well, same model, essentially. And that's a little too much money that I want to plop down, because I want to take a little bit of weight off of upgrading in the future, but not too much of it. So my plan is, what I'm going to do is, I upgraded the power supply on this system, and that's going to get me everything I need. Let's kind of do a little bit of a diagonal twist here. Really give it some variety in there. And I've got myself a second card. I've upgraded my power supply from a 650 watt, which for everything I've got in the system, which I've got quite a bit still, now it's got a 850 watt power supply, and I've got the video card on order, supposed to come in next week. I got myself a 980 Ti, which should give me some pretty darn good performance. Certainly, at least in other games that hopefully I can start recording something a little more than Minecraft, or be able to go back to the Dirt Rally and try doing that, because I have more footage from that series recorded. That's a very tall, thin zombie. But I do like the sleeves. The sleeves on that look particularly good. That gives you a nice kind of jagged edge on the sleeves. And let's face it, zombies aren't all necessarily supposed to be the same height and weight level and everything. And if it's a zombie, if it's an alien zombie, that's even better, because then this could be like the Thin Men on XCOM or something. That's looking pretty good though. Pretty good first start. Wool. Wool is now a problem. Carpet is a problem, and I don't have too much in the way of either going on. But yeah, there's a big upgrade coming, and hopefully it's going to work out pretty well. But it's going to be the last big upgrade, because my thought is, come the time when I finally build myself a new rig, I'm going to be sitting down, and obviously I'm going to pull out the 980 off of this system, because it'll still be good in a year or two. And from there, I should be able to sit down and hopefully, let's actually toss some of that there. I should be, did I dye all these guys? Yeah, they're all dark gray. That's not gonna work well. Come here, dyes. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting upgrade, and I'll be able to pull the video card and probably the power supply, because the one I had, the little 650 watts, still good. I definitely have no complaints, considering that they spent a lot of their time having to handle quite a bit of load that you wouldn't necessarily expect off of a gaming rig. I've done all sorts of weird things with this setup here. And I'll tell you right now, it really does feel like it's running better, just even with the... I also sat down and I said I was going to upgrade the RAM to 32 megs, and yeah, I know that really assigning extra RAM... Out of here. Out, out, go, 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 go. You do not belong here. You stay in. Good. Not worth a lot. I might have to visit the Enderbender. Which, actually, that'll be interesting to see if I can show you guys that on camera. But yeah, a lot of little. I can probably make the carpets out of this stuff. This should be enough to at least get it going. A lot of stuff going on with my hardware, and unfortunately, long story short, remote work from home day today, and sure enough, because I don't like having anything shipped to my place, because I live in an apartment building and I don't trust having anything sitting out on doorstep somewhere very long, especially when it's the better part of over $600 worth of equipment. Unfortunately, the replacement processor for my build showed up tonight, or earlier today, So I'm kind of missing out on that right now, which is vexing me to no end because I really wanted to get it in here sooner rather than later. But the new video card comes in on Thursday, and it'll be interesting to see how much that kind of changes things around, if it really does kind of improve stuff, or if it's still just a case of there being no real way to improve this much further. I mean, it's still going to be... It gets me a little closer to SLI, and I think once I start doing the new rig, it'll be even better because I'll have saved myself about $900 off of getting the power supply and a graphics card for it, but not too bad, and I can kind of make up for that, swell his head up a little bit once I start building that. In fact, it's probably what I should start doing as soon as I get that done, because the collar is going to be right about where the top of the sleeves are, just to make it kind of close to the zombies, and then it's going to be all green from there. Should turn out pretty okay. Let's see. Alright. At any rate, that's a pretty good spot for me to kind of actually call it a resting point for now, because I definitely have to go to the Enderbender and get some more wool for certain. Wool for the rest of the collar, the shirt, and I'm gonna need some wool, green wool for the head, at the top of the head, coal blocks for the eyes, no mouth or anything, and yeah, I think I'll do pretty good. And I also need to remember, I've actually, another thing I've got to put on the list of things to do is I need to start building up some of the tree walls around everything to start separating the sets off. Like, there needs to be a tree wall between here and here, and at some point I've got to come back over and figure out what I'm going to put in here. This has been vexing me for weeks now, trying to figure out what I'm going to put in that area. And I don't really have any good thoughts, so it might just become just another coal blocked out area, and with the intent that, oh, well, that must lead to an interior set of something somewhere. I can start worrying about building those too. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and run off, get some more wool. It's gonna be interesting seeing what Jade will do with Aka-chan in the director's chair watching the big zombie there. But you know, it only makes sense that, you know, finally Aka-chan gets promoted after he's figured into my series so well. And then there's this pig. This pig just... If I ever have to make another animal pen, like if I ever actually do something with cows, I am so tempted to actually just do them right here in this sort of stuff, because they do not get out of those rails. They see that fence, nope, I'm not even going over that. I still like how the stable turned out, happy with that. Actually, I got enough time. Let's take you with me when I go to the nether here. We'll go kind of the back way here. The entrance to the movie lot that is not really an entrance. So many ideas that I've got so little time to work on. But that's good. And some of it's just running out of the inspiration to do stuff like after the CCG build challenge. I might do, I did record some footage on that after I finished up with carrying all this junk with me. Do I have... Yeah, 3 more. Let's use the gray shulker on this one. Empty out the inventory just so I can carry more. Yeah, I'll take the... Actually, yeah, hang on to the shears. I can certainly use those. Oh, that's right. I can also heal up my tools on over there too, because I've really gone to town with the picks lately. But yeah, the inspiration to leave anything good over here. Okay, good. We're still set for that. This is why a lot of the dark glass I'd planned to use downstairs has not come to fruition, because I got used up over here. I also need to figure out what is going to happen with the cross paths here. I haven't really seen anything built for what they're supposed to look like. So it's why the 300 tunnels don't have anything official at the cross paths yet. I just don't know what to build. Don't know what I can build against, don't know really what's been planned for any of them, and I kind of hesitate to put anything in place because my tunnels there are really kind of one-way offs. As in, they're not exactly something that was, do I have my elytra? Where did I put my elytra? It's probably in a chest somewhere back at my base. Actually, no, we don't want to go there. What am I saying? Nether. Back to what I was saying. Okay, don't know why the... Okay, I guess the sand's just there from someone working on it. So many people have come onto the server since I was last on. Actually, ooh, this is looking interesting. A little bit of false positives on the spawnable spaces because this version of more overlays does not account for the fact that redstone is not spawnable. Something carpet Xandra. Oh, that's cute. Kind of like that, the zigzag shape with the dark glass up in black glass. That's looking pretty cool. Like, it almost looks like it's outlining the zigzag. It's making it stick out a lot more. And whoever's doing it is actually maintaining the same tunnel look in both directions, which is also pretty interesting. Didn't exactly want to do that on the 300 tunnel just because, jeez, when you gotta design a tunnel 300 long that's that size, and then do it twice, just because it wasn't torturous enough the first time. Yeah, there's also someone's working on the server on getting some maps done, some more official maps using a world download, so that's why you'll see all those little weird signs everywhere. I did not have an opportunity to go on and put anything in for that for my base, so I am not going to appear on such maps, unfortunately, but, you know, that's just the way it... Okay, someone really wants to save a nitwit, I guess. To ask her why? Stranger things have been seen on the server. Stranger things shall continue to be seen. What's that? Portal. Portal! But yeah, unfortunately, I just didn't have an opportunity to get on here in time to get the sign up, so I am not on anyone's map, unfortunately. And I'm not too worried about it. I mean, honestly, the whole thing of going on a map is I'm really nowhere near done building anyway, so being put on another map at this point, or even an overworld map, it's not really the first of my priorities. I'd rather get stuff built and everything. Oh, and the nice long run. Really wish we had a rail track down here. I've been tempted more than once to come down here and do that, but then you have to find a way to get redstone on the edge there. I just think that would be a little ugly. Move you over here. Get past that noise. Past the end farm. No, we need to be somewhere completely off even further in this direction. You just saw it pop into render distance there. This is the Enderbender over here for our server. I wish I could credit who actually built it. It's something I don't actually remember now. And you'll see why it's called the Enderbender in just a second here. I don't know if I've actually shown this on camera in series yet or not. But yeah, it's a giant bender head. And the fun thing is, if you're not too particularly attached to your levels, this is why it's called the Ender Bender, because you can come up here and get to the overworld very quickly. Obviously, just load your ender chest up, find a good way to die, and you can go to your death. So you can just drop into the void, you can be suffocated to death if you want, you can die in lava, you can die to cactus, you can die to drowning, and magma. Well, magma block, really. But the nice thing about this farm is it's been set up that all the farms are actually out in this general area, and let's see. Green dude is a gift from China. Oh, okay. Thanks, Rash. Before getting the nitwit home, why would anyone want a nitwit of all the villagers? Why? Oh, that's right. I don't even have to get the white wall if I want to. I can just skip straight to the green wall. I completely forgot about that. This is pretty nice and convenient, and the fact that these guys are out here and nothing is going to spawn in these areas is really cool, too. Aside from that, it's just a basic, bog standard Zuma AFK sheep farm, which is why I'm not going to keep streaming for much longer once I get everything going here. Also, that and the entity count over here, as you can see, is rather high. Yeah, the farm itself is really loaded down with sheep, so staying over here is not all that great on my frame rate, and certainly not with streaming. So I'm going to go ahead and call that a end to the episode there. Oh, this is going to suck. Give me a few seconds. Come on. No, I need to throw you guys down here. Oh, yes, I know how to sheep farm. I is expert. Of course, the sheep farm should be picking up the shears a little faster than that. That's a little on the worrying side. And I need to eat, but yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and call that a stream there, guys. Thanks for watching. For those catching this on my YouTube channel, post-update, I don't know if I'm exactly going to be doing further updates like this where I stream and then capture, because I know the quality is kind of going downhill a little bit. And I can also see that my stream health is not all that great, so I don't exactly know how good of a job the encoded video is going to be. But I might still do this once in a while, just kind of for the talky episodes where I'm doing something, or I want to show you guys some stuff on camera and don't want to mess around with having to record, then edit the video about a week later, and then hope I remember everything I want to do with it. So anyways, with that said, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one.